Hi, this is Bill with Dine Drink Vegas. It is August of 2022, and I'm here at the top of Binion's Steakhouse, on top of the Binion's Hotel in downtown Las Vegas, right on the Fremont Street Experience. I have just had a fantastic meal, and what I want to do is show you around the restaurant to give you a sense of the space. On this channel, we never make you watch us eat, so after I've walked you through the restaurant, I'll then show you some still pictures of some of the fantastic food I had. Let me get started by showing you the menu. One of the things which really stands out relative to some of the steakhouses on the Strip is that your steaks include all of the side orders, so those prices are significantly cheaper than they would be at the fancy steakhouses on the Strip. Now, normally, you would come up into this restaurant through a glass elevator from the casino floor on Binion's, and it would come out there. That's out of order right now, so we came up through the regular hotel elevators. The bar, pardon me, I'm so sorry. The bar is fantastic. I just, for dessert, had a shot of RD cognac, which was only $35, which was amazing. Courvoisier XO was only $25. So the bar is full service and has everything you can imagine that you would want. They also have an extensive wine selection and almost anything you can imagine. Now, going through, one of the reasons that you come to eat here is that the views over downtown Las Vegas are just fantastic. Trying to be respectful to other people dining, don't want to get up into their tables. But yeah, it has a cool, classic, old school vibe. You can see the Plaza Hotel over there in the background. They have a series of tables and booths. You can seat large parties very easily. Those tables are designed for 6. I would love to have one of these tables here right by the window, just again because the view of the Fremont Street experience would be so fantastic. Going back around, wait, and that is my RD Cognac. Sorry about that, folks, but it was really, really good, and I didn't want to pass that up. Sorry, just tripped over something. Again, several drinks in. Going back around, there's another seating area here. It goes around a little bit to the side. Yeah, the views from here are gorgeous. The service has been fantastic. And what I'm going to do in just a minute is come back and show you some of the delicious things that I had to eat. If you've watched our channel before, you already know that I started this meal with a cocktail. Actually, if you watched the first several minutes of this video, you know I had several cocktails. And I asked for a cocktail list or a whiskey list. They didn't have one. But my server was able to tell me everything that they had. I was able to order an old-fashioned where I called my own vodka. It was a really nice drink. It wasn't fancy, but if you're going for fancy, it's probably not why you're at Top of Binion's. At some point later on, I also wound up having a vodka martini with an orange twist. They were able to do that custom modification to the drink, and that didn't cause them any sweat at all. So it was a really nice bar experience. Again, if you're looking for fancy cocktails, no. But if you're looking for the ability to call your own liquor, get a fairly priced cocktail that's mixed very well, then yeah, this is absolutely the spot for you. In terms of food, they brought me 2 loaves of bread, and that was a little bit weird because I was by myself, and that was a lot more food than I was going to be able to consume. But both of them were very good. There were also 2 different kinds of butter. One of them was a honey butter. So there was a lot of bread and butter. That was a great part of the experience. And one of the things that they did, which made that particularly nice, is they brought me out 3 different kinds of salt to sprinkle on the bread and butter. And I really enjoyed that, right? Like that was a high-end fancy touch. Allowed me to change it to be a little bit more to my taste. Also, I'll talk about later on, one of my only complaints was some of the seasoning on the steak, but I had the salt right there. I'm glad I hung on to it because that meant I was able to help solve that problem. I ordered myself a crab cake, and it was kind of a finely shredded crab, but I really enjoyed it. Like, I actually enjoyed all of the seasonings and even the bread that was in it. One of the things which surprised me was that the remoulade sauce that they served with it was amazing. I'm not usually a huge fan of a remoulade, but the crab cake was a really nice part of the meal. It was also huge. If you're there with somebody else, then yeah, you could certainly wind up splitting that if you wanted. Or maybe you get 2 different appetizers, so you can try a couple of different things. One of the touches that I appreciate at a couple of high-end steakhouses, and they do this over at Hugo Cellar too, is the raspberry sorbet, the intermezzo, just to kind of cleanse your palate. Because at this point I'd had whiskey and vodka and salt and butter and a remoulade sauce and crab cakes, and I really wanted to be able to taste and enjoy my steak. So bringing a little bit of the sorbet was nice, right? It also kind of slowed down the pace of the meal a little bit, added a touch of class, and helped me enjoy my steak. I talked about in the lead-in to this video that one of the things that they do very, very well here is that your price is more comprehensive than the price at a lot of the upscale steakhouses on the Strip. It includes your meat and your starch and your vegetables. The vegetable I didn't get a choice, but happily the vegetable of the day was asparagus, so that worked out perfect. There were several starch choices, and I went for the risotto, which was incredibly rich and creamy and flavorful. Like, I really enjoyed that risotto. Now, if you don't want that, they've obviously got any kind of potato that you want. I think there may be one or two other things. But the price I paid, the plate that is in front of you here, cost me $60, which was an amazing price because it was a really good cut of steak. It was also cooked perfectly to medium, like I requested, with a nice butter on it. Now, the only problem is that there wasn't much seasoning on it. There wasn't salt or pepper or garlic. I solved that because they brought those three kinds of salt to the table, but personal preference, I think I would have rather that the salt have been directly on the steak and cooked in. When it came time for dessert, I didn't want any, right? Like, I was full, but I was really enjoying my experience, and I didn't want to leave yet, so I asked if I could go look at the bar, and the bar is fantastic. I showed some pictures on the walkthrough. There'll be another one in just a minute here. But I saw they had a bottle of Hardy XO Cognac. In English, it's pronounced Hardy XO Cognac. That bottle, you can spend $200 on the bottle in the free world, which means a restaurant price of $35 a shot was actually a pretty decent price for a super high-end cognac. And this picture doesn't do it justice, but they were trying to kill the bottle, so they just poured it out. That's at least a 2-ounce pour, and I wouldn't be shocked if it was closer to 2.5 ounces. So a big pour of a beautiful cognac to end my meal was a really nice way to end things. So where does Top of Binions fit in terms of my steakhouses in Vegas? Let's talk about things I liked. The view was great. The choices of whiskeys and cognacs was very, very good. The steak was great. I'll be honest, I loved that the price was excellent. The service was on point. The only thing in the entire meal which was a little bit disappointing is that the steak was under-seasoned, but again, super easy to fix when they've got all of that salt right there. So downtown, my two favorites are, I think, Oscar's and Top of Binions. And that doesn't mean that the other ones aren't good. They are. I enjoy Barry's. I enjoy Triple George Grill. I absolutely enjoy the Landry's product in the Golden Nugget, Vic and Anthony's. I enjoyed Hugo Cellar. All of them are good. This is one of my two favorite ones downtown. Probably one of my 3 or 4 favorites in Vegas. It was really an excellent meal experience, and part of what helped was that the service was spot on. There was always somebody there to help without it being overbearing or making it feel like I was rushed. I would love to hear from you about what your favorite steakhouses are in Vegas, particularly downtown, and what is it that you think about Top of Binions. If you've got questions, I would love to answer those too. You can just put your questions in the comments section below. I would also really appreciate your support for this channel. Take a minute to click like and subscribe so we can continue to grow and bring you these videos which give you short, focused answers to what an experience will be like in Vegas. Thanks so much for watching, and happy travels!